Alan Jackson met his wife Denise in high school, and they have one of the longest lasting marriages in country music. But the real truth about Alan is shocking. At one point, he almost gave up on his wife and kids for good. And you won't believe what Denise did when Alan left, after her world came crashing down. Denise Jackson co-wrote a book about her life with Alan. Her book was called It's All About Him, Finding the Love of My Life. Denise revealed shocking and intimate details of getting married to Alan when she was a teenager. Shockingly, she said it was like she had a Cinderella complex at 19 years old. She truly believed that Alan would take care of her forever, and that their life would be like a fairy tale. Of course, fairy tales are never the real truth. But when you hear the crazy truth about how Alan and Denise met, it's hard to imagine that he was ever Prince Charming. Although she's a couple of years younger than Alan, and she thought that Alan could get any girl he wanted at school, Denise was a smart and super popular high school tennis player and cheerleader. Sources with inside knowledge said that Alan wanted to get Denise's attention at school, but he didn't think of doing something normal or old-fashioned like saying hello. Instead, Alan tried to get Denise's attention by tossing a penny down her back. I'm not surprised that Alan's trick didn't work, so he figured he had to step up his game. But instead of doing something sweet, Alan decided to play another joke on Denise. You will not believe this. Somehow, he managed to sneak into the back seat of Denise's car. He waited, and when Denise got in the car and started driving off, Alan jumped up from the back and scared her senseless. How that worked on Denise, I'll never know. But it did work, and they started dating. Alan and Denise got married in their hometown of Noonan, Georgia. Even though Denise claimed she felt like Cinderella, she didn't let marriage hold her back. Shockingly, Denise went to college after marrying Alan. She would later work as a teacher. She even became a flight attendant too. Meanwhile, Alan never stopped dreaming of being a country music superstar. He wanted to make it in Nashville, so Alan and Denise moved to Music City. And 5 years later, after legendary country singer Glenn Campbell helped Alan get his big break in music, Alan and Denise had their first baby, a girl named Maddie. They would also have 2 more kids, Alexandra and Danny. By the time their family was complete, Alan had become a country superstar. He also had a dream house built in Tennessee, but shortly after they moved into their castle, Alan pulled another shocking move on Denise. He told her that he was moving out. They'd been married for 18 years at that point, and Denise felt her whole world crashing down. Denise and Alan were separated for months. She learned so many unbelievable things about what Alan had been doing behind her back. Shockingly, Denise also heard things about what Alan did from the media. He had a bunch of affairs with random women as his star rose in country music. Alan knew that he was the guilty party, but he also tried to set the record straight. For Alan, the real truth about his marriage breakdown was that he and Denise had gotten married too young. He and Denise didn't know who they were yet. Shockingly, Alan also said that he lost the original feeling of being in love with Denise. It's no surprise that Denise was devastated. She recalled in her book what happened on one shocking day. Alan had left their dream house, and Denise had gone out to pick up her daughters and bring them home from dance practice. Shockingly, she had a breakdown in the car. And somehow, the real truth came to her in that moment, because Alan was right. About one thing at least. Denise realized she'd become insecure in her marriage as Alan's fame grew. That made her dependent on Alan, and his strong personality made her feel weak. And after he told her he was leaving her, Denise reacted in an unhealthy way. She claimed that she attempted to control Alan and even tried to manipulate him into returning home. Denise didn't really know who she was anymore, and only one thing could really help her. Denise made a shocking decision during her breakdown in the car. She said that she surrendered to God. Shockingly, she knew that she absorbed herself into Alan's world, and somehow in that shocking moment, Denise felt a sense of peace. She also realized that life is not a fairy tale. Trying to make her life seem perfect to everyone else was exhausting, and Alan was far from perfect. But she played a part in their marriage breakdown too. Denise had been too dependent on Alan to be everything or fix everything for her. As that realization came to Denise, she asked God to help her become the forgiving wife she needed to be. And soon, Denise discovered how her greatest blessings in life came out of her worst shattering. Years later, Alan gave his side of the story in an interview with CBS Sunday Morning. Alan is known to be a quiet and private guy away from the concert stage, so what he revealed might shock you. Alan admitted he was vulnerable. Being on the road away from his wife and family often made him feel lonely. And after their split went public, Alan admitted that he was ashamed about what people would think. But instead of people throwing shade, Alan's life changed in a new, shocking way. Because Denise stopped trying to control Alan or force him to come back. She began to make her own decisions, and she became far more independent. Denise's new confidence in herself shook Alan to his core. Slowly, they began to really talk. Alan and Denise even went to a counselor to save their marriage. Soon, they began dating again. And in 1998, Alan and Denise not only announced that they were getting back together, they also renewed their wedding vows. Denise didn't write that best-selling book until a decade later. She wanted to help others going through problems in their relationship. As Alan has admitted in interviews, he was nervous about the book because Denise would be admitting that he had been unfaithful. But shockingly, Alan agreed that Denise should write the book because it was all about forgiveness and it showed how their marriage survived. But Alan didn't stop there. He supported Denise by writing a foreword to the book. Alan even recorded a 2-song CD to accompany Denise's book. Still, he was secretly worried his world would come crashing down. He thought that people would call him the bad guy. Alan's friends in Nashville did react to Denise's book in shocking ways. Carrie Underwood, George Jones, and Ricky Skaggs all released public statements endorsing Denise's book. Later, Denise gave Alan a gift to honor their enduring love. She surprised him at home, and her gift was waiting out in the garage. Denise revealed the shocking details in an interview. When they first moved to Nashville, Denise and Alan had little money, so Alan had to sell his favorite possession to get a down payment for their first home. It was his 1955 Thunderbird. The car was special for another reason. Alan and Denise had their first date in that car. As the garage door lifted, Alan was shocked to see a 1955 Thunderbird. Denise said that he turned to her and said, "You bought me a car like mine." But that's not what Denise did, so she told Alan no. That's because Denise had bought back Alan's first car to surprise him. Shockingly, Alan burst into tears. He admits to this day that the moment still gives him chills. Denise says that she and Alan are now equal partners, with a marriage based on love and respect. But what do you guys think? Do you remember when Alan and Denise were separated? Have you ever read Denise's book? Let me know in the comments below.